Hello everybody, it's MK03 here. Welcome back to a new commentary video. Today we'll be talking about Temu. Now, this is number one on the Play Store and probably the App Store, both in shopping, and it has actually multiple. It has both Amazon, Shine, and a lot of others too. So, what we're gonna be, like I said, we're gonna be talking about Temu in today's commentary video. And what we're going to be talking about is the fact that I do not trust Temu and with their ads, because most of their ads you guys see are usually like the ads you guys see, they're usually low budget kind of ads. Now the only ad that isn't low budget is possibly the big game commercial ad, and that's the only one that I actually do. Like, it feels more like 6 out of 10 kind of ad compared to the rest that they do make. Because all the ads you see is probably saying the Lenevo earphones, the Nintendo Switch for like $7, and stuff like that. Now, I've heard there's a referral system inside Temu that can allow you to actually get coupons, stuff like that, and get money from it. Now, I don't trust this as well because you're probably going to have to do more than one referral just for it to work properly. Now, the reason that because I know a friend of mine, that actually uses Temu, like for cheap stuff, and now I don't mind. Like, if you are very desperate and want something for cheap, and you don't really care what it costs you and shit, I would say go for Temu. It's not bad. It's not bad when it comes to going for cheap shit. But if we're just talking about normal stuff, like let's say furniture, you can get that in like any other shopping place, like IKEA, Walmart, like in-store ones, and online like Amazon. But it's like basically the new Wish.com because of how cheap it is, but their stuff is probably going to be made from China, very much be made from China. Because I've watched a couple of videos, and the comment section always has something similar to hit or miss, hit or miss, hit or miss. Because it's always somewhere around the lines of hit or miss. Like, it's usually a hit or miss, quote unquote. That's what I've been hearing in the comments multiple times in different accounts. They be saying that. Now, these are only in comment sections that aren't like saying how Temu is bad and how it's a scam, but it is in videos that are just trying to check out Temu itself and are saying that it's kind of Chinese-like and shit like that. It's only in those kind of videos. It's not like in every video you find that talk about Temu, because I don't really see it in every video that do talk about Temu. I only see it in those ones. Now, I feel like the reason why it's doing this is I feel like Temu's making accounts. Like, I'm not saying they are, I'm just saying it feels like, because they're already getting under investigation by the U.S. government, I think. But they're under investigation by the U.S. because of this, what's going on, and how cheap the stuff is. Now, what I think is going on here is that Temu, because it's a Chinese company, they're acting like it's similar to Amazon. They're acting like the middleman, except Chinese-like. Because I feel like they're definitely Wish.com, but instead of being months, even though people say it's going to take months for your order to arrive from Temu, I feel like for how cheap it is, because if they have more people, the more people that use the app, the more money they get. Because referrals, and since people are usually like, people usually want free stuff and shit like that, they're gonna go with a referral, right? So by that, Temu can easily increase their popularity, and since it's number one in shopping and free apps, it's possibly gonna be big for quite a while, but it's definitely not gonna last because people are definitely gonna get back to their minds and say, "Ooh, wait, never mind. This app's like Wish.com." Because I've seen a couple of videos, I've seen a lot actually, about Temu. Yeah, it's just, honestly, I don't really trust it because it can sell information and it's never been provided saying, oh, we don't sell your information. It's like, because it's recently been surfacing, so no one should even use the app instantly. Like, people should just check it out, maybe not. Like, really, there's like 50 million people that have been using the app on the Play Store alone, and It's just kind of strange how this thing just surfaced instantly. Because I know like, if people were in the big game and they saw that ad, yeah, they would obviously. But it's just that's kind of suspicious. Because it has its parent company, Pinduoduo. That's its parent company, and it's acted as somewhat similar to what Temu does. Because Temu is Pinduoduo, except Pinduoduo has been removed from the Play Store. I don't know about the App Store right now. Now, I really don't know what's going on with Pinduoduo, but I know for a fact that it must have been done something wrong, or it's been investigated, and they said, no, we're not going to have this in here. So, honestly, Timo shouldn't be trusted as much as the same. It should be not trusted. Like, it should just be have the same trust as Pinduoduo, just not that much. It should be more like it should be more like a neutral kind of trust, like not too much. You don't want to, because the stuff they're gonna have on there is definitely gonna be similar to Wish.com, because all this cheap stuff, and plus the ads say, oh, you can get a free real Lenevo headphones or earphones, and people say, no, we're the only person that are getting scammed is us. No. We are getting scammed ourselves because that is probably going to be very cheap. Even my like $20 earbuds or cheap or a Wish.com version of earbuds, as I could say it myself, are better than what you're probably making. Let's be honest here. Also, side note, the $7 Switch is in fact real, except it's Hong Kong version. Now, I mean, it's okay-ish, I guess you could say, because of that, but the Lenovo earbuds, like everything they're selling, must be near China or is at China. So like everything they're doing here is just for the adverts or just to get all of that money, and because it was like $8 million for the big game commercial itself. That was like $8 million, and some of the fashions, because it'll say like women's fashion, and most of them usually don't or not like actually the real thing compared to what they're selling actually. Because when you get it, when the consumer gets it, it's not what it looks like from the picture itself. It just you gotta be like very careful on what you buy on Temu, because like I said, it's recently been surfacing, and compared to Wish.com, it's doesn't seem as better as it. So I would recommend you like stay safe and you just be careful on what you buy on there. Because even though they are cheap, that does not mean the products are good and they're the same. It does not mean that. And some of the images that are found by the products are from different companies. It's definitely either going to be a scam or not a scam, but cheap as hell. Just like the Lenovo earphones and the Nintendo Switch. Now, while Temu will definitely not outperform the big games like Walmart, Amazon, like in stores and online shopping sites like Wish.com. Well, Wish.com's terrible, let's be honest, but still, it might not outperform them. It's definitely going to have a big head start because of what they're doing and the commercials they're producing and the referrals they're making in there. And, well, like I said, I'm not going to be using the app. I'm not going to use the app for obvious purposes because it's probably going to sell my data, which is not what I want. Because obviously we definitely damn well know that it's gonna definitely sell your data. It's just kind of obvious from all the ads. They look cheap. They look so cheap. Like I want you to watch one of their ads, or just look or find one of their ads on YouTube Search and look at it. It's just cheap. It very much is a cheap looking ad. Like how they're saying their products are cheap, their ads look cheap. Let's be honest here. And if they really wanted to actually make a good ad, they would probably make it like similar to the big game commercial ad, because that ad was decent, way better than the ads they're making now. And if I find an actual good ad they're making now, I'd be surprised, because they're not good. And plus, the fact that it's surfacing because of its old parent company being taken down, it's very suspicious from that terms itself. Because why would you trust the site? Like I know some people are pretty much like very naked onto what's going on to the whole situation, but Pinduoduo has been taken down. That's their parent company. It might have gave Temu a little head start on that, but yeah, it wouldn't make sense why people would trust something like that because of their own parent company being taken down. And if we do exclude the fact that their parent company has been taken down, you still get a margin, as in they're being investigated. This means that Temu, because usually people wouldn't really care for looking stuff up, but I really started looking this up after I seen these very low budget ads. They're $7 Switch. They're very $0, quote unquote $0 Lenevo head earphones, and a few videos that are talking about Temu. I've learned that Temu usually makes this for more people to join them. And funny thing is, there's also comments saying that the Temu is making these ads because we're the bait and stuff, and it happens every other comment. Like I've seen those comments as well. There's not as much as the hit or miss ones, but there's a comment saying that a lot too. So with this side effect, it probably comes down to see if their company, Pinduoduo, or Pinduoduo, I don't really know how to say it, is doing this itself. Because we know Temu had a head start because of Pinduoduo or Pinduoduo. Like I said, I don't know how to say it, but still. So it comes down to that. Now, if we're excluding the fact of what Temu is doing here, like if they wanted to, they could have be like the Chinese version of Amazon. They're 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 more of just a very very low budget Wish at this point. So yeah, and I mean Wish itself, their days are just over at that point. It's just over for them because now you need like a referral. Like once you refer a friend, you get a $10 discount. I think it used to be like half its price kind of discount, but no, it's $10, which means people aren't using it as much anymore. With that added in with the fact that Temu is making most of its money from both its referral system and the $7 Switch. Because remember, the $7 Switch is from the Hong Kong version, as I've heard. So you get very little of these two. So they're making money from those low budget ads. It's a smart move, but it's dumb because you could have made a better ad that could have done way more than those low budget ads. It doesn't have to be like the big game level kind of ad you made. It can just be like a little bit of better ad, you see, like an Amazon style kind of ad, maybe like that, yeah. Like a style that doesn't have to be so low budget. It doesn't have to be as big as the big game ad, but just enough for people to actually buy into it. Because I think most of the people that watch these ads are probably from the big game kind of ad, and not the ones that are just saying, ooh, these Lenovo headphones, Lenovo earphones, Nintendo Switch kind of shit. And by that, you already know that Temu is making, like I said, most of its money from its referral, and its ad system, which is terrible. The ad system they're having, they just, I don't even know how they can operate like that. But most of its money is coming from the referral system because more people, more money, more money, more ads, but low budgeter, less budget ads. We don't like if they had more money, which I think they probably have. Like from what I see in the ads, it seems more like a $200 budget kind of ads. Even just disregarding Nintendo Switch boxes, disregarding them, because I don't see any good VFX, no good acting, no great, not even a good script, because it looks, you already know, those ads are scripted. All of them are so scripted. You can just hear it in their voices, like they just want to get the hell out of there. They sound like they're made off a low budget script, and whoever make those ads, they definitely need a bigger budget because they can't deal with that shit. And one of the Lenovo earphone ads, or Nintendo Switch ones, had just the worst audio I've ever heard of, and I mean worse, because there was two people talking saying download Temu and get it today, and but it couldn't like get both of them talking at the same time. It only verified one person. That was the lady in the video or ad, and it couldn't verify the person that was actually trying to talk about it. So, and remember, most of the games that you try to play on Temu, if any, actually, because if they had any games, which I think are most like fake games, but any of those games have just say that if you refer a friend, you can do this, you can get this, you can get that, and they're trying to basically just make you refer so many friends before you can get it because you can get it. You can there's a chance. There's a big chance you can get it. However, you have to literally you have to invite or refer a lot of friends before you can get that certain item. And by then, Timo already made more money than you were gonna make anyway. So it really is really a win-win for Temu here, because Temu gets more money than what you're about to get from that $100 coupon that we all know damn well isn't really gonna help at all. Because with those Lenevo earphones, I feel like the Lenevo earphones are just the kind of earphones that would be made by China. Let's be honest here. Though those Lenevo earphones they're sponsoring or actually making, quote unquote, here, just Chinese. I wouldn't recommend using them in any purpose unless you really want them. That's all I'm gonna say about that. If we're gonna add anything more here, then don't try to make sponsor companies that we already know you're not gonna they're not sponsoring. I don't even know how Lenovo hasn't taken those down yet, because they're basically saying real official Lenovo earphones. Like, what? The judge, if Lenovo goes to court with this, which I doubt because Lenovo has its own thing they're going on with right now. But if Lenevo tells stop making these ads, they're gonna make either a bunch more, just say hey, fuck you, or they're gonna just make different ads about the Nintendo Switch. And Nintendo should be more worried here than anyone else, if I'm being completely honest. You're a product you're a seller you don't even recognize is making money off of a Hong Kong version of your own Switch. They're making more money than you, Nintendo. How do you feel about that? Plead guilty. I'm guilty, Your Honor. We've made more money than Nintendo in 1 month. That is correct, sir. God, but still, yeah. If we're talking about that, it's gonna come. It's really all going to boil down if Temu is going to be here to stay with us or isn't. Because I feel like Temu in the next 10 months or so is probably going to go into a downfall spiral. Because the only reason why it's here is because of Pinduoduo being taken down from the Play Store. Because I've heard that Pinduoduo used to be in here, but hasn't. I've never used the app before. I'm here just to spectate about what people have said about it and shit. But yeah, it used to be here. It's gone now. Temu's here. We already know where this is going. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did want to like, subscribe, and if you also want to, you can leave a comment. Anyways, bye.